Come, boy, sit by the fire and enjoy a tasty recounting of the Northman. Not a great William Dafoe impression, I'll be honest.
Your fate is set and you cannot escape it.
Everything Everywhere All at Once and now the Northman? Are you kidding me? In 1 month, dude? I mean, we're on steroids. April's on steroids right now. I love this movie. Honestly, I was so amped out of my mind when I got out of it. I had to take like the night to process it so I could actually come here and talk about it cleanly without going completely berserk talking about it, just going crazy. I had such a good time with this movie. It's unreal. I think this is the type of movie that if you made a checklist of things I like, this would hit 90% of them. I mean, you got stacked cast. Cha-ching. Oh, take Alexander Skarsgård. All right, good base. And then Nicole Kidman. Stack it up. Ethan Hawke. Stack it up. Anya Taylor-Joy. Let's just keep stacking. Great cast. Ensemble. They did great. All good performances. Alexander Skarsgård kind of wowed me in this, honestly. I've never been a huge fan of his, but wow, great performance. Loved it. Then music. Abrasive, aggressive music. Cha-ching, dude. Oh, the choirs that come in. Oh, loved it. Absolutely crazy. Loved it. Icelandic visuals? Are you kidding me right now? Pada bing. Let's keep going. I think that this is the perfect balance of story, characters, tone, ambience, and especially graphic violence. Please, if you're making an R-rated movie about Vikings and it isn't graphic, get out of here, dude. I want to see swords get shoved through people's faces more times than not. And this delivers. But it also makes it very earned, which I loved as well. It's not just a ruthless Viking movie. It's pretty much a character story-driven thing with spurts of hyper-violence. Loved that. Oh, yes, dude. That's exactly how you do it. Plus, one thing I was nervous about going into this was that a lot of people, I think, are going into this expecting it to be something it isn't. When I got out of the theater, I was walking behind some chumps, and they're all like, you know, it was pretty good, but it's not what I expected it to be. And then another guy was like, yeah, I expected it to be like Gladiator, and it wasn't really like that. And I was like, why would it be like Gladiator, dude? It's from the director of The Lighthouse. Are you kidding me right now? It's from the director of The Witch, bro. And you expected it to be like a Ridley Scott movie? Get him out of here!
You're fond of me, lobster. Say it. Say it. Say it.
I don't have to say nothing.
Danny!
So I guess we should talk about the story a bit, which I think is fantastic. It's a really simplistic story. It's about a guy who wants revenge. That's it.
I want to avenge you, father. I want to save you, mother. I want to kill you if you live.
It's just a simple revenge story about a guy who wants to kill his uncle who killed his father. It's simple and it's effective. And what I liked about it is that at first, it kind of has this facade of a revenge story. This guy is almost literally a feral beast of burden. He watches his father get killed, watches his mother get taken captive, and then runs away, and the next thing you see of him is him on a boat with guys that are murdering children and their parents in front of their eyes, and then going and sacking a village, and he's like howling at the moon, going crazy, murdering people. He's like a literal feral animal. And then, once he gets word of his uncle, he kind of snaps out of it a little bit. I mean, he still has that beastly nature to him, and he's like, I'm going to go kill this guy, and I'm going to rip his heart out, and I'm going to take a chunk out of it, and then I'm going to throw it in the ocean and take a dump on it, and then I'm going to pull it apart, and then I'm going to let the seals get at it.
Son of King Arvan and Warraven, and I am his vengeance!
But it kind of shifts once he actually gets to Iceland where his uncle is residing. It shifts because he meets somebody, Anya Taylor-Joy, who kind of opens up his heart. And that's sort of the whole thing here, is the whole message, I should say. At one point, Anya Taylor-Joy even says, I never thought I'd open up my heart to a Northman. And I'm sure he has a similar sentiment. He at one point even says, I've known nothing but hate and revenge. And now I need to make a choice, whether one thing or another. And I loved that element. It does take a dramatic shift from a pretty cookie cutter, albeit violent, incredibly violent and gorgeous revenge movie into something a little bit more. And I think that's incredibly important here because the revenge is simple, right? But even more important and way more fun, honestly, is how much Viking tradition is in this, for better or worse. Again, I mean, you watch multiple animals get sacrificed, a horse gets decapitated, humans are borderline about to be sacrificed at one point, people get mutilated, a guy gets turned into like an art piece on the side of a building. It's crazy. And that's not tradition, that's just crazy wild animalness. But
we were working with the finest historians and archaeologists in the field of Viking studies on this movie, and this is the most historically accurate Viking movie ever made.
I loved how much time is dedicated to Viking history and lore without it being patronizing or holding your hand with it. It never is okay, baby boy, watch this tradition. They're going to walk in a circle and they're going to talk like animals and it's going to be a little kooky crazy, but it's part of our tradition. You just have to go along with it. No. I think there's one time when Ethan Hawke looks at his son and he's like, just do what I do. And then it goes crazy. I loved that it doesn't hold your hand through this. It just shows it. And it's this is how it is. And I love that it does that. I think that's way more effective, incredibly effective, when you can do that without explaining every detail. You know what this means, right? I mean, he's like a wild animal, and that means he's getting the power of the moon, and that means when he has the power of the moon, he's going to go and kill some people, and it's going to satisfy the moon's bloodlust, and then the moon's going to be really pleased. Obviously, that's not it, but that would happen in something else. This is just they're in a circle, and they're going, and then they go murder people. But also, we should talk about the best element, and that's the music, dog. I was going so bricked up for this music. By the end of the movie, anytime a song came on, I was like, oh yes, dude. It was fantastic. It's my favorite score of the year. I don't think anything will top it. I absolutely loved it. And I'm listening to it on the car ride to work, because why not? If I haven't convinced you to see this already, I don't know what will. It's hyper-violent, yes. Great cast, yes. Gorgeous visuals, yes. Cool story, yes. Cool, creepy, weird, fun Viking traditions, yes. So much is in this. Cool revenge story that takes a dramatic shift into more of a character story. Yes, please. Awesome set pieces for violence. Oh yeah. Cool ending, yes. Amazing music, if I didn't already say that. It's got it all. It's got it all. And I can't wait to see it again. I give it a 9. 9 out of 10. I don't know if it'll top Everything Everywhere All at Once, but we'll see. I loved it.